Hey! Today's the day. After almost 2 months of disappointments, failures, natural mud disasters, it's finally time to put the engine back into the RX7 and get it running again. Now before we get going, I want to say I'm sorry. This week has been quite a busy week with Valentine's Day. We went and looked at a shop, and I think we're signing the lease really soon, so that's awesome. But I've been really busy, so I haven't had time to work on this car, which is why this video has taken a couple days to come out. So I'm sorry for that, but it's out. And I'm not leaving this shop until that car is running. Plan for today, we got a new clutch we gotta put on, oil pan gasket, so we're gonna take the oil pan off, clean that all up. We got oil lines, so we gotta do that. Then of course we're gonna put the engine into the car, plug it all up, get all the electrical stuff all sorted, fill it up with every single fluid, and then hopefully turn the key and listen to an open header 13B. I wanna hear some rotaries. So that's it, let's go ahead and get to work. Goodbye. Oil pan looks loads better now, and it won't rust, so that's good because there's paint chipping and like scratches all over the place. So also matches the transmission now, so that's cool. All right, so we're about to put the oil pan back on. However, before we just plop it on with the new gasket, we have to put some RTV. See that? How they're not perfectly level. You have to put a line of gasket maker on each of those things. So I'll do that, and then we can plop the new oil pan on with the new oil pan gasket. New oil pan is on. Hopefully that fixes everything. There was a huge amount of oil leaking out of the oil pan with the old gasket. It was terrible. Let's do that thing. Cool thing is that this is actually an aftermarket flywheel. I didn't know that the car had an aftermarket flywheel, but yeah, this is definitely aluminum, which means it's quite a bit lighter than stock, so that's good. Brand new slave cylinder. The funny thing is that whoever remanufactured this slave cylinder used the exact same paint as I did on my transmission. Literally, exact same. Kind of sad, I wanted it to be black, but whatever. So yeah, see? That's how the pros do it. They spray paint it with some silver paint. Before, after. Bye-bye. I was about to start painting and I realized something scary. That's water in the drain. It's gonna happen again. It's happening again. I wonder how many times it'll take for this to happen before my landlord decides, you know, maybe I should fix that. Probably a lot.
You make it feel so good.
beautiful oil lines are in. They were way too expensive. Remember when I cut the stock ones that were perfectly good, thinking these were really cheap? Yeah, they weren't. I think that's it. Let's put the engine in. She's in! Oh, hey look, my car has an engine, so that's pretty cool. Radiator is in, oil cooler is in, oil cooler lines are in, those were a little tricky. Battery tray is in. The wiring harness is now inside the car, the ECU is plugged in, all the interior is back together. As you can see, or as you can't see. Shifter is on, but I have to take that back off to change some things. I got my seats really dirty because I sat in them, and I forgot that I'm filthy because of this floor, so I'm gonna have to clean those, but yeah, I mean, it's gotten really late, so I'm gonna go home. Before I go home, I'm gonna put the battery on, plug the battery in, hopefully nothing explodes, and I'm gonna pop the headlights up. Oh. I don't know what that was. For some reason, I feel like that's like some sort of security alarm. I don't know what it is. It's making some weird beeping noise and not letting me do anything, so she will live tomorrow. It's day 2. We got $200 worth of coolant, trans fluid, oil, spark plugs, and other things for our rotary. Just have to button some things up and it should hopefully start. So let's go ahead and fill up the oil, fill up the coolant, fill up the power steering, fill up the trans, fill up the gear oil for the shifter and all that stuff. Got to put the drive shaft on and then hopefully turn it on. Intake manifold. Oh, is that a dark gray? Is that a Nardo gray? Oh, yes it is, son. That looks amazing, yes. Color matched intake manifold. That's what it's about. What? Battery's connected. She has life. I repeat, she has life. This is a very temporary install. We're going to make a new intake that actually, you know, doesn't look like a legit turd, but just for the time being. All right, all the fluid is filled up. Oil, coolant, power steering, trans. The trans was a pain because, of course, the fill bolt was like super stuck on. I had to bake it with a propane torch until it was like red hot to get it off, but I did. So everything is good. Let's start her up. Now she's not really gonna run great because a lot of the vacuum lines aren't plugged, but I'm hoping she'll at least start. Maybe the battery's dead?
Thursday night.
I did not do that.
You didn't rev it like that?
No.
That was neat.
Vacuum leaks would make it rev higher.
Yes.
Okay, then that's probably why. Well, guys, that's gonna be it for today. Goal accomplished. It ran. It's alive. It needs some love. Some more things have to be finished. The reason why I instantly revved up so high when I turned it on is the throttle cable is way too tight, so the throttle is open a little bit, and also it has like 20 vacuum leaks. So both of those things would cause the rev really high. It was really loud because it's open headers. I didn't realize it was that loud. Rotors are loud. There's definitely some things we have to do. Obviously, make an exhaust, fix all the vacuum leaks, pre some things up, clean up the engine, and make a new intake. I think that's it. Oh, the drive shaft needs new bolts. But it ran, and it smells like rotary fumes in here. It's awesome. I'm really happy. From what I could tell, none of the oil lines were leaking. The oil pan wasn't leaking, so that's awesome. Obviously, it'll take a little bit longer for that stuff to start to leak, especially the oil pan, but it's good news. It's good news. Blood the clutch, too. That feels awesome. We're finally going to be moving on to this project. I'm excited, and hopefully you guys are, too. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a like. If you didn't enjoy the video, please give it a dislike. Dislike, and I'll see you next time. Also, consider subscribing if you're new. That would be awesome. I'm gonna go ahead and clean up the shop because it is a catastrophe. So, yeah.